All right, are you ready for this? I'm talking about Madden NFL Football 2004. Now, I've been waiting for a good football game on a portable system for a long time. Now, it's not like most sports games that they port over to the GBA, which just has like the actual game itself. As we all know, the Madden franchise is all about, training and building your team and choosing your players and trading players and, all these kind of franchise modes. Well, guess what? This game cartridge actually has all of that inside of it. You can even create your own player. It has all the NFL teams. It even has a bunch of voice bits from Madden, and Al Michaels in there. The cheer of the crowd is really good. Now, the camera angle is a little weird sometimes because after you hike it, it kind of zooms down on the field, and the players look like they kind of get a little weird and distorted. And the animations aren't as smooth as you're used to seeing, and they're actually not even as smooth as the old Genesis games from the early 90s. But still, this is by far the best football game ever done on the GBA. It has very clear and concise menu screens, very easy to read. The running game's okay, the passing game's pretty cool. It's got all the Madden extras you're used to, and you can even link it to your Gamecube to unlock special Madden cards. I'm giving it a 9.
All right, we're back, and we're going to talk now about PN3. This is product number 3 from Capcom for the Gamecube.
Congratulations, Capcom, on the worst name award of the year. You play a character, and her name is Vanessa. Now,
that's right.
Vanessa has one of the tightest asses I've seen on a video game character in a long time.
An incredible butt.
And as she does dances while she's shooting people, but you never find out why or how or anything like that. And to make things worse, they don't have any cool cinematics and dialogue things. It's all just reading.
Right.
And you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you get your mission, you get a shot of the boss that you have to go beat up, and you go in and you beat up all the little bad guys, and then you beat up the boss, and you do that over and over again. There's only 11 missions in the game, and the bosses are actually repeated in the game. So you'll see the same boss enemy creatures over and over again, and basically all you're doing is beating up on robots and machines and stuff.
What you're beating up on is floating icons.
Yes.
Because that's all you see in the game.
It really is.
Obviously, if a ship is flying and it's shooting at you, obviously, yes, that is one of your enemies. But
right.
No, there's these games out there that put a big, giant green icon on the ship so you know that you have to shoot that. Well, duh.
Yeah.
As well as they modeled Vanessa and her tight buns, they forgot to model the rest of the environment.
Everything's sort of white and clean looking. It's very futuristic. It gets boring because they reuse the art so much throughout the game.
It's a very repetitive game to begin with.
It's a repetitive game in terms of the action that it delivers, but it's sort of oddly addicting as well. Like you get sort of caught up in all the blasting. It's like every Twitch shooter game that you play.
I mean, it's no Devil May Cry.
No way.
Let's put it.
It's not even. I mean, it's nowhere in the realm of a Resident Evil. It's nowhere near a Beautiful Joe. The controls are the rotate in position and then move forward kind of thing. So if you're like sideways to a platform and you have to jump up to the platform, you have to rotate your character and then jump up. It's very frustrating for that kind of thing. But in terms of like doling out the firepower, you get some pretty cool special powers and stuff like that as well. You collect all kinds of things, sort of amp up your power and stuff like that. It's a typical shooter environment. It's got a good butt and some music that you can dance to.
Good music, good butt, gets a 6 from me.
4.5 from me.
On the positive side, the music is really cool in this game. The concept of a dancing assassin is kind of neat. And Vanessa's character moves and motion looks great.
On the negative side, the control can be very difficult to deal with. There's barely any story there. And this game's got the most ridiculous name we've ever heard. All right, we're still on our search to find the perfect racing wheel for the Nintendo GameCube. We found a pretty cool one. This is called the MC2 Microcon Steering Wheel, and it's from Mad Catz.
What they've done is they've made it to where they've put a little lap humps in your thing so that you can jam the thing in your crotch and steer it around and it won't slide off your crotch.
It's like you're reading the instruction book right now.
Yeah.
It's also got the retractable holder thing, so that when you lap pump it, you can stick the retractable holder thing.
Yeah.
Now the thing about the steering wheel is that it's the perfect steering wheel if you're wanting to train your 3 to 6-year-old how to drive.
Sure.
Because the steering wheel is very small. It's really micro, just like the name says. If you've got fairly large hands, you're going to feel all scrunched up in there. It still has the paddle shifters. It's got all the buttons on the steering wheels, and you can program them to whatever you want. The pedals are nice and sturdy. They're also very small as well.
I must say though that like the paddle shifters and I mean it does feel a little flimsy.
Yeah.
It isn't one of these heavy-duty, hardcore,
No, not at all. No.
kind of thing. If you're looking for a wheel to travel with,
Yes, actually, that's a good point.
that's a great thing.
And of course, the best thing about the steering wheel too is that it's only $30. I'm going to recommend it.
Yeah, I'm going to recommend it as well.
On the positive side, the price point's not too bad. It's $30. It's a pretty small wheel, so it's easy to store, and you can take it with you if you go traveling. And both Tommy and I love the way it hugs your lap.
On the negative side, if you have huge hands, it's going to be hard to control this thing. Some of the parts, especially the paddle shifting, seem a little less than sturdy. And finally, it's really hard to control Super Mario Sunshine with this thing.
Stick around. We're going to be right back with Voodoo Vince for the Xbox.